Right, new arrivals. These. That's a bit plastic fantastic, isn't it? It's bent. Okay. Well, that comes off as well, does it? Yeah. Okay. I don't know about that. Okay, so I know you can't really see me here, but this is another little Rogers speaker, an LS1, which has got the, in my view, the better C's tweeter, the 418. Let's get the 414 and the 418 muddled up. 418, and very similar woofer to the LS2A that I'm working on, but this is a paper cone doped, and yeah, quite nice actually. Cabinets are good, really clean. A few little nicks here and there. Bottom where they've had feet, that's come off. Pulled some of the veneer off, but that's no problem, or vinyl I should say. Yeah, we can just tart that up. Binding posts, they look like they're brass, and I would imagine the crossover is on the back of that. So yeah, very pleased with that. Right, let's have a quick look inside. Right, so these are in pretty nice condition. Don't look like they've been apart at all. None of the screws have any signs whatsoever that they've had a screwdriver in them. So let's try and be a bit careful with them. Yeah, beautiful condition. Right, so we've got a Vifa woofer, 4 ohm. Yeah, good magnet, good basket, doped paper again. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Lots of dampening in there, which is just polyfill. And there's our crossover on the back of the binding posts. Right, okay. We've seen this crossover before. Yeah, very nice. Okay, let's put that back in. Yeah, so these again haven't been disturbed at all. Original quality control label. Wood screws. So these binding posts will take a banana plug or the wiring directly. A little dent on the corner there, but nothing really. Chip there, so we'll just stabilise that, and yeah, probably just touch it in with some black paint. Nothing major on these at all. Okay, there's our little board. So we've got a decent sized iron core inductor there. We've got two caps on the top there, a 4 and an 8. Sorry, 4.7 and an 8. And we've got a air core inductor underneath. And this resistor, 9 watts, 4.7 ohms. Okay. Right. We'll measure them first, and I'm just going to replace, that cap's got a bit of a dent in it. We'll test both of these, but I'll probably replace that with a poly. We've got a decent resistor in front of it, so that's good. Yeah, okay. Okay, so just doing the measurements for these little Rogers LS1s, and they are incredible. They're fantastic. So if you look at the two traces here, they are basically identical. So we've got a blue line and an orange line, and apart from a little bit here, they're doing the same. They are perfect. So yeah, and if we look at, this is all on axis by the way, if we look at the waterfall or the spectral decay for speaker A, in the tweeter region, the HF here, no stored energy, a little bit here where the port is, probably coming in or having an effect, but otherwise clean as anything. And if you compare it to the other, there's not much difference. So these are really, really good. So I'm doing nothing with them. There's a 4.7 microfarad capacitor on the tweeter circuit, which I could replace with a poly, but I'm just going to leave these alone. The L caps that are in there, whilst they're electrolytic, they're okay. And the resistor that's there, well, yeah, we would probably put something better on that, but they're okay. They're fine. These are just in for a quick sort of test up and turn around. And the phase relationship, bearing in mind we have a crossover point here, there's no arguments between the woofer and the tweeter at all. And if we look at the other, it's same thing again. Probably here is where the port starts to have an effect, but I'm not measuring below 200 Hertz. Incidentally, when I'm running the signal sweep, these do have good bass extension, so I'm sure they're pretty good. We have the kind of typical dip that we see in a lot of Rogers speakers, which makes them nice to listen to. So yeah, really pleased with these. So I think what I'll do, I'll just do some off-axis measurements on one of them, and we will see how they work out. Right, so with the speaker that I've got on the stand, I've done two measurements. These are the horizontal ones, one at 15 degrees horizontal, which is the green trace, and one at 30 degrees horizontal, which is the blue trace. Yeah, not really much difference. A little bit probably around the crossover frequency, but yeah, really good. Right, so that's the vertical measurements done, and the brown line that's there now is 10 degrees vertical, and you can see we are dipping a little bit here, which is probably where the crossover frequency is, around here, and then 20 degrees, a bit more of a dip, as we kind of between the woofer and the tweeter run out of phase. So crossovers around this area, around 3k Hertz, but that's really good. You know, they're small drivers tight to each other, so I'm not surprised they are this good. But yeah, very impressed with these. So I'm not going to touch them. They need some cosmetic work, but in terms of the internals, the drivers, nothing's been tampered with. They've not been apart. So we just need to improve the grills a little bit and touch up those nicks and things that are on them. But otherwise, that's it. But it's nice to test these and get some measurements from them. and keep this data for future reference. Right, so these covers, or one of them, needed a little repair because there was a teeny hole. So what I've done, I doubt you can really see that, is cut a little bit of cloth from some spare I've got and carefully glued it with some PVA, and when that dries clear it's pretty invisible. You might just be able to catch it there. Maybe not. Yeah, it works well. You can see it if you hold it up to the light, hang on, and you can see it a little bit there, but once it's on something, especially something black, it pretty much disappears.